Welcome to Just Koryzma, episode 57. I'm your host, Braden Koryzma, and joining me today is Billy Buhler. How you doing, man?
Hello, good, how are you?
Pretty good. So Billy competes in powerlifting competitions. I can only imagine he lifts tremendous weight, and he also has a podcast called the Power Chat, sorry. And it's good. If you like powerlifting, you definitely need to check it out.
Yeah, I've had some cool guests on, and I don't know if you watched that documentary West Side vs. the World yet on Netflix?
No.
No, it's a documentary about powerlifting. Okay. And it's a guy named Louis Simmons, basically, to sum it up in a nutshell. It's a guy who he's like a world famous powerlifting coach. Yes. And he's actually worked with like the New England Patriots and a lot of like big time sports teams. Yeah. And basically the documentary is about powerlifting and about the gym, and it used to be like a kind of a culty kind of gym. Okay. Like, it's a really hardcore gym. Yeah. And like the guys would get in fights and stuff in there, and really intense gym. So it's a good documentary though. But I had a guy on there on my podcast named Matt Wenning, and he was featured in the film.
Oh wow.
He used to train at West Side Barbell. So it's really cool to talk to him and learn the history of West Side, and a lot of people who powerlift know the West Side method, the conjugate method. Okay. It's like a style of training, and a lot of people follow that style of training. And so if you know conjugate, you know West Side, and you'll know Matt Wenning. So it was really cool to talk to him because he's like a legend in the sport. Okay. Dang. So it's sick to talk to him.
Definitely have to check that out then. Yeah. You're a powerlifter. So how did you get into the scene? Like, what inspired you to like kind of
start powerlifting?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think the powerlifting started. I started going to the gym when I was in grade 10 with a couple friends, and then just kept going. And I was like a chubby kid, so I was just like tired of getting picked on, and I wanted to lose some weight, get some chicks, you know.
For sure.
So decided to start going to the gym with some friends, and lost a bunch of weight, and started being like, oh, this is cool. Like,
yeah, like it's fun, right? Like it's addicting.
Get a little pump here. Yeah. And so then I just kept going, stuck with it, and then I was at a kind of a crossroads. I was getting kind of bored with my fitness, and my friend was like, well, you should either do a powerlifting meet or do a bodybuilding show. And so I was like, okay. Being like, prior fat kid, I was like, I really like food, and I don't want to stop eating food. So I decided to look up powerlifting meet, and I just looked up powerlifting competitions, and I signed up for one. I think I looked it up in May. Okay. And signed up for it when the opening came up, and never really looked back. That was 3 years into my lifting weights. Okay. And so I started powerlifting in August of 2017 was my first competition. Yeah. And it was just in Victoria, a local competition. And I met my coach there actually. Oh, nice. And Avi Silverberg, he's was Team Canada's coach for the junior team that year. Yeah. And my mom was like, oh, that guy's like the coach for Team Canada, you should go talk to him. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not talking to him. But I had videos of his lifting because we were in separate sessions, and he benched 490 pounds that day raw. Wow. And he's benched 300 kilos in a shirt, like a bench shirt. Yeah. We'll get into that later. But, for sure. So he's really, really good lifter, and he's benched over 500 pounds raw in competition and stuff, and so I was like, no way I'm talking to this guy, but I have videos of him lifting. And so I was talking to one of the guys who I met there, and I told him that I had a video of Avi, and then Avi messaged me on Instagram, and he said, hey man, I heard you have my videos, and I want to know if I can have them. And I was like, yeah, for sure, man, they're your videos. Yeah. And he's like, sweet. And then he started messaging me about it, and we were just talking back and forth, and he's like, is it, are you going to nationals this year? And I was like, no, this is my first powerlifting meet. And he's like, whoa, you had some pretty good numbers. That's really impressive for a sub-junior. And sub-junior is 14 to 18. Okay. And then junior is 19 to 23, which I'm in now. And then open is 24 to 39. That's the most competitive class. Okay, and then it's Grandmasters or Masters? Masters. Grandmasters is the KKK. Yeah. But no, Masters, there's Masters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. And those guys are just super old. Yeah. No one watches that. But, totally. But so yeah, I was like, no, man. This is my first meet. I'm not doing nationals. And he's like, oh, sick. Like, do you have a coach and stuff? And I was like, no, I don't. Was just doing like an online program kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, if you're ever thinking about coaching, I'm a coach and I would love to have you as an athlete. And I was like, cool. So I talked to my mom about it and I was like thinking about it and if I want to keep doing this powerlifting thing. And
for sure.
I was like, fuck it, like, let's do it. So I...
Just, give her.
Yeah, so I messaged him, I was like, yeah, I'm into coaching. So we worked stuff out and then I signed up for a competition in November in Alberta.
Okay.
Because I wasn't anymore in BC until after the New Year.
Okay.
Excuse me. And I flew out there, he coached me, had a great day, had a 9 for 9 day, broke every provincial record in my weight class.
Nice.
So I think I held like 15 provincial records at one time.
Holy shit.
Sick. I actually just coached a guy last weekend who broke all of my sub-junior 120 provincial records.
Oh, nice.
It was really cool. I got to pass the torch to him.
Yeah, no
I was
kidding.
actually calling his numbers. So like on his second attempt squat, I put in the provincial record and I was like, fuck. Do I want to put this in?
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, it was really fun. Cool to give those records away as a good kid. So yeah, it's kind of got into it and then it's just kind of taken off from there. You know, I did like 4 or 5 competitions in my first year. Did Western Canadian Championships, and then after that I went and did nationals, my first nationals in Calgary, and my coach actually hosted that competition.
Oh, okay.
And I actually had the opportunity, like through powerlifting, I've met some really great people.
For sure.
And I met, do you know who Ray Williams is?
I feel like I've heard of him.
Everybody knows him. He's been on Sportsnet for powerlifting.
Oh,
he's
okay.
been on TSN. He squatted at over 1,000 pounds raw, so no.
Oh my
wraps,
gosh.
no
Yeah.
suit, just singlet, and then like knee sleeves and a belt. So he's squatted over 1,000. He's coming close to 1,100. So his coaches actually coached me at nationals, Matt and Susie Gary.
Oh, okay.
So they're really, really cool people, and they own a gym down in the States. I don't know where it is, somewhere on the East Coast. And it was really cool to meet them. They're really good people. So I've been able to meet some really cool people in the industry.
Yeah.
Through powerlifting, and then most recently I did junior equipped world championships.
Okay.
So I started raw powerlifting, which is
like nothing, basically. Yeah.
It's no support. So I should have brought a shirt to show you, but basically it's a knee sleeves, a belt, wrist straps, and that's all the gear you get.
Yeah.
Wear a singlet, that kind of thing. Versus equip lifting, which is you're in like it's almost like made out of like a seatbelt material, like it's really stiff, and it's a suit and it's like goes to there and it looks like a singlet, and then you wear knee wraps, and that's like a belt and wraps and straps and stuff. But the difference is the way I kind of like to describe it is like NASCAR racing versus like Formula 1. So NASCAR would be like raw. You can kind of just go pedal to the metal, balls to the wall. If you misgroove your opener or something, it's usually a way that you could like muscle up. So if you get out of your groove, you can just muscle the weight up.
For sure.
With equip lifting, your opener is going to be like another 150 pounds over what you usually would be lifting.
Oh, okay.
Because the suit gives you
just
more support.
It's kind of like a slingshot type thing, or like
kind of
thing. Yeah.
So you know Mark Bell slingshot?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So basically it's like a slingshot, but it's like a shirt.
Okay.
But the slingshot material is like designed to stretch, right?
Yeah.
This stuff doesn't want to stretch. Like you can see kind of like the rings on my arm.
Yeah.
That's like because how tight it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And like when I'm benching my shirt, like I need like 500 pounds to touch my chest.
Yeah.
So like it's crazy, man. Like it's a different kind of pressure. Like my eyes feel like they're gonna shoot over my head. But so if you misgroove your opener on like in an equip lift, you're gonna dump it because there's no like you need to be very technically precise.
Yeah, like you have to make sure your form's like on point. Mm-hmm. Like everything's just locked and loaded.
There's
like
no margin for error. Yeah. So that's kind of like the Formula 1 side. Okay. That would be the Formula 1. Yeah. So like you're fast, but you have to be very precise around these corners.
For sure.
So yeah, the equip lifting's another story. But I just did equipped world championships in in Regina.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really cool to go
insane.
to Worlds, my first Worlds, and have it be in Canada.
Yeah, no kidding.
In Canada. So it was really cool, and I placed 4th overall.
Which is incredible, like...
Sorry.
You're 4th best in the world.
Sorry. First or last, Ricky Bobby.
That's right.
But no, yeah, and then I placed 3rd in the squat. So
nice.
It was cool to medal at my first Worlds.
No kidding.
I was the only male Canadian to medal.
Nice.
So it was really cool.
What did you end up squatting?
I squatted 330 kilos, which is 727 pounds.
Wow. That's insane. Like.
Yeah, so it was good, and I just got into a new suit, so I went one size down, so it's a little tighter. It's a lot tighter. Let's be honest. It's a lot tighter. So.
Why did you decide to go down a size?
You can, the tighter the gear, the more rebound you're gonna have out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
The only drawback is the more technically precise you're gonna have to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and the harder it is, like a lot of people think like, oh, you throw this gear on, and it's like it's easy to lift the weights. Like it's like a lot of the raw guys will be like, oh, it's like I could squat that too if I was in a suit. And it's like get in the fucking suit and do it.
Yeah, like literally, like what's stopping you?
It's like equipped training is like it's raw powerlifting on steroids. Like it's like you're lifting an additional 100 pounds plus.
Yeah. Than what you're used to, so your body's already under so much more stress.
Yeah, it's a different kind of fatigue. Like like after an equipped session, you feel almost like you have a flu because like your central nervous system gets so fatigued.
Yeah, because there's so much pressure and everything.
Yeah. It's just like a lot of pressure, and you get really fatigued, and you feel like your bones ache. It's really weird. It's hard to describe.
Okay.
The only way to know is by doing it.
No, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, and it takes a long time. Like I was in the gym yesterday for 5 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like
you must have like you have to have larger rest periods in between sets and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because like in competition you usually have like 8 minutes between each lift.
Okay. So yeah,
you go and then
good recovery.
Go.
Yeah.
So I try to do that in my training on a competition squat, bench, or deadlift.
Makes sense.
And then with the suit as well, you have to have kind of like a team. Like anybody could raw powerlift on their own, right?
Yeah.
You don't like when I'm ready to go. I'll have my training partner, get my camera all ready, my tripod, and then wrap this knee, and then my knees are locked straight, right?
Yeah.
And then he needs to help me get up, and then I'm stuck walking like this, like my penguin walk. And then he's throwing my straps up, and then my legs are falling asleep because they're wrapped really tight.
Because they're so tight, yeah.
And then I'm waddling over to the bar, and I put my belt on, wrist straps, and smell the ammonia, and get all fired up and go. And yeah, it takes a long time. Like it just takes a really long time. And then you're warming up to these weights too, and you're like, in training, squatting, like yesterday I was working with 655, so like working up to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't just like throw on 3 plates and then be like, all right, warm up, right? You still have to build up
to it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of build up gradually, and then you have back off sets, and then you're benching after and deadlifting after, and it's just a long day.
It's exhausting. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so it's a long time. It takes a lot of dedication, and yeah, it's harder, but it's more fun.
Oh, for sure.
It's more of that, like, it's more, like, powerlifting's already a pretty niche sport, and then equipped lifting is even more niche, but it's growing a lot more. Okay. There's a guy by the name of Bryce Krawczyk, and he goes by Calgary Barbell on Instagram and YouTube. He's got a pretty big YouTube channel.
Cool.
And I had him on my podcast, but
sweet,
little plug.
No, definitely, no, please watch Power Chat. Listen to Power Chat. It's the best.
He's an equip lifter, and he's been doing it on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
And so a lot of guys they're
kind of taking
more interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's expensive though. Like the shirts are like, my shirt is $260. Like.
Yeah, like it's not like.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's not like very raw, where you just you have the wraps, you have everything else. I mean, it adds up, but I mean, like when you have to buy like that additional suit, right?
Yeah,
like,
and then like every couple competitions you get a new suit because your old suit's worn out. If you're trying to really push it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So.
I would imagine,
it's expensive.
There's no point in half-assing a competition, right? So you always want to push it like literally as hard as you can go.
Yeah. It's already a niche thing, so it's even more niche now that when you're equipped lifting, and you need like a bunch of people around you to
Yeah, to like set you up.
Yeah, you get the shirt on. Like, I get my shirt on and it still looks like I'm wearing a crop top and my arms are sticking out because it's so tight. I'm stuck here, and then my buddy has to like pull my shirt down and adjust my collar and make sure, you know, like, there's a bunch of different adjustments you can make when you're wearing the gear as well. So like you can, with a squat on your opening lift, because it's the lightest lift of the three, you ride your suit legs higher up. Yeah. Because if they're lower, you'll have more tension, so it'll be harder to hit depth. Okay. So you pull your legs up, so you can hit depth and come up. And then every squat you kind of jack them down, and you pull up on the chest, so you know, erects you a bit. Okay. And then on a bench shirt, the sleeves are tight, right? But there's a logo on the sleeve, and if the logo's jacked out, that means it's going to be harder to touch your chest, but you get more pop off your chest, so you can lift more weights. Yeah. Or lift more weight rather. But if you turn it in, you can touch easier. Okay. You're not going to get as much support, right? Yeah. Same with the chest plate. You can jack it down and have the collar like right down, you know, halfway down your tit. But it's going to be really hard to touch because that collar is pulling down. It's like trying to cave in your chest. So it's harder to touch. Versus if you have your collar real high, you can touch really easy. Okay. But you don't have as much pop off your chest, right? So there's lots of little things you can do there. But it was really funny at Worlds. There's warm-up rooms, and we can go train in there. Because if you fly in like a couple days early, you still have to train a little bit. Of course, yeah. Right? But still have to train a little bit. So we're in there, and one of the Czech coaches, he's in there, and he's training with another coach, and he's got a shirt on, and they're benching, and we're sitting in there, and how we all communicated with each other was Google Translate. Oh, okay. So that's cool. Really handy. So it was funny, man. Like this guy, he's like, I've seen people, they jack the front of the shirt, right? But he's turning around and the guy's jacking the back of the shirt, and I'm like, what the fuck? I've never seen that before. Like, weird. And so I get on Google Translate and I'm like, why do you pull down on the back of the shirt? And he's like, he's trying to like think of something to say, and he doesn't really speak broken English, right? Like he's speaking Czechoslovakian, and he just like, he goes to grab his phone, he's like, better. And I'm just like, okay, okay, it's better, I guess. And his name's David Lupak. He's 2017 world champion. Oh wow! Super heavyweight division. Yeah. Nice. So he knows a thing or two about a thing or two. Yeah. But so he, the guy on his first set looked a little sloppy, and then the second set he jacks the back of the shirt down, puts his belt on, tightens it up, and bench, no problem, easy. And then he just looks back at me and goes, better, better it is. But it was funny, man. Like Worlds is really cool because you get all these different countries all in one spot, and no one speaks the same language other than Canadians lifting. And Americans. Yeah. And other than lifting. And it's funny because I'm in the warm-up room and I'm just wearing like a t-shirt, like training, and this lady comes up to me and she's an American coach, and I'd never met her before, and she comes up to me and she's like, are you using this? I'm like, no. She goes, oh, you speak English? I'm like, yeah, I'm from fucking Canada. And she's like, oh, I thought you were from Germany. So it's funny, man. Like I've been able to meet a lot of cool people through powerlifting. No doubt. Spent a lot of money on it, but and kind of hurt myself with it a little bit, but
just hurt yourself like physically, or just like
yeah, emotionally. Yeah. No, yeah, physically. It's been a really cool journey. I've been able to do things that money can't buy. Like money can't buy a medal at Worlds. No, totally right. Like you earned it, right? Like that's gotta feel good. Yeah, I have it hanging over my bed, so I see it every day, and it's like one of those things where it keeps you going forward, right? Like totally. I see that bronze medal above my bed, and I'm like, that's not gold. Like you want better if it was gold. Yeah, for sure. So it keeps me going, keeps me sharp, and I've just been really, really lucky to meet cool people in powerlifting, and just I've had really crazy growth in the sport. So I'd like to keep that going and see where it takes me. That's awesome. Do you eventually see it being like your full-time job? Yeah. No. There's no money in powerlifting really. Fair enough. Other than I was talking for a couple guys from the Ukraine. Yeah. And they have it's like polar opposites. Like they take the sport so seriously over there. Like it's literally their job. Yeah. They get paid to powerlift. That's insane. So their job title is sportsman. Okay. And they get paid to powerlift. So every time that they win a championship, they get a bonus on their paycheck. Oh, okay. So they get a raise. Yeah. So if they place first at Worlds or first at European Championships or something, they get a bonus. It's Yeah, and yeah.
That's wild.
Canada doesn't care.
No.
Canada's like, yeah, you pay for it.
Yeah, you got this, right?
Yeah. So
I mean, like,
it's not a big enough sport yet in Canada.
I mean, you can always make content around it.
Yeah, you can do like a YouTube channel or something, or like coaching. You can make money that way.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd like to keep it. I thought about coaching, and I do a little bit of game day coaching. I like game day coaching. It's fun, but programming and stuff like that takes up a ton of time.
Yeah,
takes a long time, and unless you're and there's like everyone who powerlifts is a powerlifting coach. Like everyone.
Yeah, you could like everyone's gonna have a different style. They're gonna have different opinions on it. I mean, it's just like anything, right? Like.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, unless you have like, but I've thought about it, but I don't think I'm going to pursue that, at least for the time being, but I don't think I don't think it'll be there's more money being put into the sport though, like,
which is great.
Yeah, it's cool, like there's a meet, it just got announced, and it's called the Shropshire or something, it's in England, and it's an invitational only competition, and I think the grand prize is like $50,000 US.
Which is that's incredible. I mean, like, because our Canadian dollar fucking sucks. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but it's invite only. So like only one Canadian was actually invited.
Oh shit!
In the whole world, and her name's Maria T.
Good for her.
I had her on my podcast as well.
Nice.
She is the 72 kilo world champion.
Okay.
She's really cool. She's a little Filipino chick. And no, not Filipino. She's Thai.
Okay.
And so I think something like that. Anyways, she's strong as hell, man. She's like squatting like 400 pounds.
Oh my gosh! So she's just destroying probably all my numbers.
Yeah. She's like deadlifting like into the fours. She's strong, really strong.
I believe it.
But yeah, she got invited, so it was really cool for a Canadian to get invited to the first one ever. So it was like a lot of Americans.
Oh wow! Okay.
It's in May, I think, coming up. So. Do
those events get like live streamed or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the major events are live streamed.
Nice.
On,
okay. Is it Twitch?
No, it's on the IPF's YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a really high quality stream. Like, all my family didn't come with me to Regina, but
they were able to watch it
on TV. They had a laptop up to the TV, so I was watching, and it was really.
At least they could like support you in that sort of sense, right? Like,
yeah, we had a bunch of people watching me, so I like shared the link on my Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and then a bunch of people watched, so it was really cool.
That is cool.
It's really high quality too. Like it's the IPF is the federation that I lift in. Yep. And it's arguably, but not really, the best organization in the world for powerlifting. We're tested, so drug tested, so like randomly. Some countries don't take part, but that's another story for another day.
For sure.
Watch Icarus on Netflix, and you
get more of an idea.
Reference.
Okay.
But like the state sponsored doping, some countries are really into the pinning.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Russia and the Eastern blockers. Yeah. But no, we have like pretty strict anti-doping programs in Canada and the States.
I mean, I can understand that. Yeah.
So, like, every part of the membership you pay to belong to the CPU, portion of that money goes to the anti-doping program in Canada. So we're tested by WADA, which is the same as the Olympics. Okay. So yeah, we get randomly tested whenever, like, I was in a testing pool for Worlds there, and so you give your whereabouts, and so I had to schedule for 3 months where I would be at all times.
Really?
So, like, say, I think it's over now, because it's September, so yeah, so it's over now, but, so if I found out that I had to come here and do this podcast with you, I would have to log into Adams, and then, say, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I'm going to be in Nanaimo at blah, 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 your address. Yeah. I want to give your address for sure. Creepy listener. Totally. So I would have to say, here I'm going to be, and in the middle of the podcast, I could knock on the door and say, hey, I need you to piss in this cup, and we need to take your blood to make sure I'm not cheating. Wow. So it's super strict. Super strict. Like, I have a couple of friends that have been tested, and if there's any suspicion of, like, drug use or anything, you can report people, and it's really strict. Okay. So, but we have a standard in the IPF. It's the best standard. Like, you'll see, like, a lot of, like, did you ever see Quarter Squat Gang on Instagram?
No.
It was basically like a page that roasts like people who squat high.
Yeah, quarter squat. Really yeah, high. For sure.
In our federation, you need to squat
90 degrees parallel.
Below parallel. So
okay.
Your hip crease needs to be below your knee crease.
Okay.
The top of your knee. So we have a pretty high standard in the IPF. Benches are paused. They're not just like touching.
Yeah, you have to wait for them to say good. So it's like usually about 3 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah. So you get a start command, press command, and then a rack command.
Yeah.
And then a squat. You get squat and then rack when you're completed. But like the standards are really really high. So like if you start the squat and your knees are bent like that, they won't give you a start command. They'll make you rack the bar and restart.
Oh really?
Your knees have to be locked.
Okay.
You have to be in control of the weight at all times, or they'll tell you to rack it. So it's really really strict federation, and we catch some flack for that sometimes, but it drives like a really high standard.
Okay.
So there's no sloppiness to it, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like some of these federations that are like backyard federations, you know, they're just like...
Yeah, like, I mean, it's like, I'm not trying to like...
I don't want to bash them, but...
Yeah.
But they're just not to the standard, you know?
I mean, it's like when you ever watch like any of CT Fletcher's videos, like eventually they get kind of cringy with like the stuff, like, which is, it is what it is, but yeah. Yeah,
it's kind of like that, like there's like, they're coming down, they're bouncing off the chest and pressing, and like, there's just like, it's just sloppy lifting, you know?
Yeah, it's just cringy.
They're squatting high and they're getting white lights, like it's just, if you squatted like that in the IPF,
it's just what your lift wouldn't count then, right?
No, you get a red light and you'd have to either reattempt the lift
or just like go for like a 0 then, right?
Yeah, you get scratched, but then you bomb out.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so how powerlifting works is you need basically the winner of your class is determined by who has the biggest total.
Yeah, makes sense.
So your best squat, your best
deadlift, and your best
deadlift get combined to make your total. So say I'm squatting and I miss my first 2 lifts, and I make my third, that squat would go to my total. But if I didn't get any 3, I'd be disqualified.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, because if you don't,
because I guess
you don't get a total, right?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because you just only have like 2/3, which is
not enough.
No, because then you'd definitely just be like, yeah, you're gonna come last place for sure.
Unless you're really good. But if you don't register any one of your 3 lifts in each discipline, you bomb out, so you're disqualified.
Okay. That makes sense, though. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, what's your I guess your competition total?
My best raw total was last year at Nationals in March. I did a crazy feat. I'll tell you about after.
Okay, sweet.
But, it was my best raw total was 695.
Okay, kilos or
kilos? Yeah.
Which is
pounds. I just kill myself.
I don't blame you.
but kilos, 695 kilos, which
that's like
1600, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, which is like incredible.
695 times 2.205. Yeah, so 1532,
which is awesome.
It was alright, yeah. And then my best equipped total was at Worlds. It was 825, so that's
it's close. It's getting close to 2000.
Yeah, 907 and a half is 2000.
Okay, so you're like 1800, 1900 range.
Yeah. I think I could have, if I had my best day, I could have totaled mid-8s.
Okay,
I believe that.
Nice.
But the pace of Worlds is crazy. So the meet starts and ends in 2 hours, including the medal ceremony.
Oh my gosh, that is fast paced.
Fast, man. And for equipped lifters too, like heavyweights, like I'm in the 120 kilo division, like 264 pounds.
Yeah.
And so, it's fast, man. Like it is fast. So we get back there, we weigh in, go to the warm up room, start warming up, take your warm ups, go lift. And by the time you, at Worlds is usually only 1 flight in the juniors.
Okay.
So you get a 20-minute break in between squat and bench, and that's not a lot of time to warm up to like, my opener was 210 kilos, so that's 464 pounds.
Yeah, especially, like.
It's not a lot of time, so you're, I run back there, my coach peels my knee wraps off, and I'm I run back into the warm-up room, pull my straps down, and I actually took my first raw warm-up with my suit bottoms on.
Okay.
So I took that, peeled my suit bottoms off, got my singlet on, and then did a bunch of raw warm-ups, just like shirtless in the back room, and then got my shirt on, did it all, got my warm-ups done, and then on my last warm-up, we used boards in the back room, so like, like a 1-inch board.
Just like laying on your chest or something, yeah.
And so like, laid on my chest and I touched, and then I pressed, and I was just tired.
Yeah, for sure.
Just from like, not used to that pace.
Yeah, it's
and
a
then,
fast pace.
Yeah. And so then I dumped it, and so I was like, fuck, what do I do? Like, it was my last warm-up, I gotta go out to the platform and take my opener in like 10 minutes. And my coach was like, well, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to just like go out there? And I was like, no, I'd rather get like, make sure I can touch this. And so I took another one, and it was good. So I went out, did my opener, and my shirt was like a little, when I laid on the bench, if you watch the video, I get all set, and then I'm like fucking with my shirt, trying to like pull it down and get it straight, but it had a little crease in it.
Yep.
So it's basically like a multiply shirt. So it's double. It's essentially double as tight there. So I'm coming down, and I couldn't pull through it, so I dumped it, and then lost my. When I pressed up, I locked this elbow up, but then I couldn't really lock this one. Okay. I didn't want to waste all my energy fighting for an opener, like a weight that I know I can hit. So I just let them take it, and then retook that attempt, came out on my second attempt, made sure my shirt was flat, smoked that, and then took my planned second attempt for my third, just to build my total up. Because if I would have jumped to 220 instead of 215, and I missed that, I would be left with 210. Right? So when you're battling for position at Worlds, you need to think long game more than immediate.
For sure.
And if I went to 220, it wouldn't be a bench medal anyway, so what am I going to,
Yeah, like it's...
Point? So it's not really worth the risk to me. So I did that, hit 215, no problem, and then go back for deadlifts, and you don't have much time for deadlifts either, so you peel your shit off, and the shirt's so tight that, you get it off, and then you're here, and the shirt's stuck on your forearms.
So you get someone to pull it off for you?
Yeah, he's reefing on it, and he's like pushing up, and the inside of the bicep is so like, it hurts so bad. Because it's stuck, your skin's stuck in there, right? And then he's pushing up in here, and it's like really sensitive in here. And he's pushing up in there and pulling the shirt, and it's cutting, like, I have permanent marks on my arms from it.
Oh, man.
And he's pulling, tugging on it, finally gets it off, and then we're warming up deadlifts and shit, man. Holy fuck, it's a different pace, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, typically, you have a little more time, but it's kind of like, alright, like...
Well, in the gym, I'm just, fucking the dog.
Totally, right? Like, you're like, oh, I'll, sit here for 8 minutes or whatever, relax, and then 8 minutes comes. Yeah.
You're like, fuck, another 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just sleeping in.
Exactly.
But, yeah, it was cool, I'm not gonna make an excuse and say that, like, it's that's not the reason why I didn't, podium in total, because everybody else had to do that too. It's not like I was the only one who was going at that pace. Everybody else had to.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just need to get better as a lifter, right?
Just like be like
building my total.
Exactly.
But yeah, nationals this year is in March 5th. I compete. Roughly.
Okay, sweet.
So I'll have 16 weeks from today, I think.
Okay.
To get ready, so it's a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, the more time the better, right?
Yeah. So I just got this new shirt a while ago, and then I got a new suit. So I'm breaking those in right now.
Nice.
But yeah, it's moving good. I benched 222.5 to a one board the other day, which is a huge PR. It's my best before that was 217, so that's a 5 kilo PR, really easy. So this week, tomorrow, I think I'll probably load up 227, which is 500.
Sweet. Oh my god.
Go for the 500 tomorrow.
That's gotta be big, dude.
It's a lot of pressure, but yeah, man, it's fun. But so I'll try to go for that tomorrow. I'd like to bench around 232.5 at nationals.
Okay.
I'd like to squat the national record, which is held by a guy named Jackson Spencer, who was the 2018 world champion.
Okay.
Junior. And that was raw. So that guy's strong.
Yeah, no kidding.
He squatted 777 raw as a junior.
Oh my gosh.
So
raw.
No wraps, no suit.
Oh my god.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a animal.
Yeah. So he's a strong kid from Vancouver. But I'll be looking to break that national record in March. Okay. I'd like to squat 800 pounds.
Nice. I think it's doable. I mean, you're already kind of dabbling around the 700 mark, aren't you, right now?
Yeah, so like squatted 727 in my old suit.
Yeah.
It was really old. Like I'd had it for a year at that point. So I think in this new suit, if I can dial that in, and just get used to the pressure, like on my head when I'm going down, it's a lot of pressure on my head. Like my eyes feel like they're gonna shoot out of my head. It's like crazy pressure. So it's just getting used to the suit. But my last training session yesterday was really good. I felt really comfortable under the load.
Nice.
So I'm feeling really confident for nationals.
Nice.
I like to squat 800. But anything over there, if 800 is not there that day, I won't get greedy.
Totally right. Yeah.
Break the national record, I could chip it. So usually in competition, you have to go up by 2.5 kilos.
Okay.
That's the minimum increase.
Makes sense.
But if it's a record of some sort, so like a provincial record, national record, or world record, you can put on a chip. So that's 0.5 of a kilo.
Okay.
So we call it throwing on the cookie. But so yeah, I can throw on a chip. So right now I believe it's 352.5 kilos. So I can put on 353. Which is 758 or 778.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If I wanted to chip the record.
Yeah.
But I think if I could squat 730 in my old suit with that pace, nationals is quite a bit slower of a pace.
Yeah. So, yeah. Exactly. So you'll actually be able to warm up properly.
I have a ton of time to peak for this. Yeah. So and then provided I get a total there and place first in the class, I get to do Worlds again this year or 2020.
Yeah.
In Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I got into Alabama and a lot of the guys that I competed against this year aged out, so they're in the open class now.
Oh, okay, so you got
23.
Yeah.
And I'm only 21, so I have 2 more years in this class.
Oh, perfect.
So, I can really do some damage over the next 2 years, and I'd like to definitely podium this year. That's like
I think it's doable.
If I don't podium, I'm gonna be pissed off. But I'd like to podium for sure this year, and we'll see what happens when the nominations comes out. I don't know, what kind of fucking kids they're brewing up in the Ukraine right now.
True.
I think I could be the world champion this year.
I think you could. I mean, based on your stats, those are pretty good numbers, right? Like.
So I think it would be a cool feat to be. I think I'd be the first junior Canadian world champion ever in weightlifting.
That'd be like a huge feat. Then you definitely get like that same invitation like to that England one.
That one's just raw right now.
Okay.
So equip lifting, that one's only raw right now. But my big goal is to go to the World Games. I'd like to qualify for the World Games, and they're like the Olympics.
Yeah.
The World Games are. They're basically every year the Olympics isn't.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Like there's the Winter Olympics every
4 years.
Every 2 years. And
then you're right. Yeah.
Summer Olympics every 2 years. So every 4 years is a new Olympic game. So the World Games follow that kind of trend.
Okay.
So every year there's not an Olympics, there's no World Games, and it's kind of like there's some fringe sports in it, like jiu-jitsu's in the World Games.
Okay.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Gymnastics, a bunch of stuff in the World Games. And powerlifting happens to be in the World Games as well. And it's strictly equipped powerlifting.
Oh, perfect.
Which is cool. So, it's quite the process to get to World Games. So you have to podium at Worlds.
Okay.
The year before. So like this year, Worlds is actually this week. This is the first day of it in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
This year it's in Dubai. Next year it's in Norway. So next year, everybody who wants to go to the World Games will be going to Norway to compete and try to place in that top 3 in their class to go to the World Games. And in the World Games, there's 3 different weight classes. There's lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight.
Okay.
So usually, I would only compete against 120 kilo guys. But, say I go to the World Games, I'm competing against 105 kilo guys, so guys who are a little bit lighter than me. And then I'm also competing against the super heavyweights.
So you'd be in both classes? So
yeah, they amalgamate them all into the heavyweight
class.
I see.
Okay, yeah.
So that would be... That'd be really cool to go to the World Games. Not many guys get to go, and there's to qualify. It's crazy. If you don't get to go, if you don't podium at Worlds, There's wild card spots you can get.
So kind of like sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of like basketball or whatnot. So you have to go to an international meet. You have to place first.
Oh, okay.
So there's different competitions, like there's NAPF, which is North American Powerlifting Federation. So it's a branch of the IPF. Okay. And basically what that is it's just North America, but it's still international, right? Because it's not a country. So say, I placed 4th at Worlds, and I didn't get my spot to the World Games for Worlds at Worlds, or for the World Games at Worlds, pardon me. I could go to do an NAPF meet, win that, and then that's my ticket to the World Games.
Okay.
So there's a couple ways you can qualify, but it's like a really prestigious event. It's probably the highest.
It's like the biggest event for quick
the pinnacle of the sport.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And then there's like the Arnold, which is another cool event. That's every March. Yeah, it's shitty for Canadians because it's the same week as our nationals. Oh. So a lot of people don't go to the Arnold, but the Arnold's like, I have a buddy, Mehar. He got lucky this year and is going to the Arnold Bench Bash, the Titan Bench Bash. Okay. Or the Grand Prix, one of the two. And it's like a super prestigious event. Like the Arnold is like up there with the World Games. Okay. In my opinion. Because everybody's there. Like you probably know who the Mountain is from the Game of Thrones. I've never seen it, but like Half-Thor, yeah. Yeah, I think I might want to remember. Yeah. And then there's like Eddie Hall. You've probably seen his stuff on Instagram, and all those guys go there for the strongman. But it's like a big like expo. Like there's like the Arnold IFBB show, like the bodybuilding show. Okay. Like all like the big names like Dexter Jackson. They're all there. So it's a huge event, and then there's powerlifting there too. So there's the Titan Bench Bash. There's the Arnold Grand Prix. There's like a bunch of different powerlifting events going on, and there's cash prizes. So Mark Bell did one. Oh yeah, okay. He sponsored it 2 years ago, and he was giving like $5,000 to people who placed first. So like $5,000 is like to a powerlifter, like that's like a lot of money, like to heaven. You know? Yeah, like literally like $5,000 to anybody, really. Yeah, $5,000 American too. Yeah, so like so not bad. Yeah, not a bad day just for lifting weights, right? We're doing it for free anyways. So exactly. You can make a couple of $1,000. And the fact you can go there and like if you get to meet these people, like these are like people you like grow your following too, right? Like totally from Worlds, like I gained like 40 followers, which is awesome. Like cool. Yeah, but like I had a couple funny things happen at Worlds. We're in the medal ceremony and like at Worlds, there's like. After the lifting, you go in the back room and you get your team's, like your nation's tracksuit on. Okay. And then you go out to the medal ceremony. And you just kind of sit there and, you're supposed to just like stand there and look at the camera and wait till your name's called if you get a medal. And so we're just sitting there and I'm standing behind this guy from the Ukraine. His name's Vladimir. We ended up being good friends, but we were competing against each other and we're just kind of standing there and we had talked a little bit throughout the week. And so we're standing there and I'm just like, I'm kind of a jokester. And so I'm just like, oh, what's that? And he like looks down there, and he's like, oh fuck, like, it's on camera, like everybody saw it. That's so awesome. And I gained a bunch of followers from that because a couple meme pages, like powerlifting meme pages, saw it and captured it. That's awesome. Posted on their page, so I got some followers doing that. And then also on my last deadlift, I blacked out at the top. Oh shit. And passed out forward. So it happens quite often. It's just like if you like run out of air because you're like clenching, right? Yeah. And you just kind of like you run out of air to your head. So that happened, and then I fell over and had a little nap. So a bunch of people like reposted that and stuff. So I gained some followers through those too. So it was cool. That's cool. But yeah, you definitely like through the international events, you meet a lot of really cool people. Like I have friends over in like the Ukraine now, so if I ever travel over there, I get to go and you can hang out with them. Exactly, right? All over the place. So yeah, it's really cool to go to these international events and national events, and nationals is super fun because you're every year we go get an Airbnb. Oh yeah, okay. There's like 10 of us in the Airbnb, and it's just like a fucking like it's a bro down, right? Yeah, or like or whatever's there, right? You just have a good time. Yeah, so a bunch of us like we don't see each other all the time. So they might live in Alberta, or all over Canada, and we hang out. And some of them are in Vancouver. I don't see them too often, right? So it's just like it's better than the powerlifting. Like I didn't really go to nationals for the powerlifting. Like I've been to powerlifting nationals, I wouldn't really care. Like, it's just like the friendship, you know?
It's a good like community, right?
Yeah. It's just like such like, it's almost like a brotherhood, you know?
Yeah, for
because
sure.
like you all know what you're going through, and especially with the equip lifting, you know how hard it is. And how like it actually like hurts. Like the wraps hurt, they're digging into you and burning. The suit hurts, so they're cutting into you and shirts and stuff. And you just like you have that like respect for each other, and then you also it's just like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like anyone who goes to nationals like just it's so much fun, and you meet all these cool people. And
that's awesome.
Friends all over Canada now for it, and if I ever travel over to Ontario, I have a handful of guys that I could crash on their
yeah, so you could save some money and everything.
Yeah, and then
sweet.
Yeah, it's just really fun that way. It's good.
That's awesome, man. This is the part of the show called the motivational moment.
Okay.
So Billy, how would you describe your passion in 5 words or less?
Really fucking heavy.
I love it. So like why would you choose those words? Just because you like lifting really fucking heavy weights?
I like the word fuck a lot.
That makes sense. Me too.
And just powerlifting is really heavy. It's a grind always. Like,
yeah.
It's just like you're constantly grinding to get forward. And I look at powerlifting as it's really like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like life, you know?
Yeah, totally.
It's a grind. Like it's not supposed to be easy.
No, right?
If life's easy, then it's kind of boring, right? Like
what's
you
the
need
point?
That struggle. Like today, I told you earlier, I was up on the mountain, fucking blew my tire off my car.
Yeah, pissing rain.
It's pissing rain. You're just like, you get mad at the start, and you're like, fuck, this sucks. But then you're just like, kind of like laugh at it because like.
I mean, yeah, like...
If I got down the mountain and didn't blow my tire off, it wouldn't be as cool of a story, you know?
Exactly. You'd be like, yeah, I just went hunting. Didn't get nothing.
Anything, but I gotta, hold my tire.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, and there's not a better feeling than getting a PR.
Yeah.
Like...
Fuck yeah.
Like, I've never competed, but like, fuck, when I get a PR, it's just like... It's like the high of your day, right? Like, you're just...
And you don't know if you can do it, right? Like...
Yeah, you go in, like, almost doubting yourself.
Yeah, like, I'm a confident guy, like, a really confident guy, and, I don't doubt myself in a lot of situations, but I would be lying to you if I said that I was never 100% believe. Like when I'm going out to take an attempt, I believe I can
for sure.
make it.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't load something on the bar that
you don't believe
inappropriate to load.
Yeah.
But there's always that little thing in the back of my head that I'm like, I'm waiting for them to say the bar is loaded, and I'm listening to my music. I'm like, fuck, like, do I have this in me today? Like.
Yeah, like...
And then it's just like you put your nuts on the table and you go and fucking see if you can.
Exactly.
And I always have been able to, so...
I mean, yeah, can't complain, right? That's good, man. Yeah, so I mean... Weightlifting is definitely, honestly, like...
It builds a lot of confidence, right? Like...
Totally.
There's a lot of guys, like... just don't have much confidence. Girls don't have a lot of confidence. And they, you get under the bar and it just kind of... diminishes it all. Like you can build confidence through training, and that's something I've done. Like I was quite an insecure lad when I first started training, and now I'm just a stud.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
But now I'm like, it's part of my identity, right? So like, people see me and they're like, oh, you're the powerlifter. Like I'm in the newspaper all the time in my town because I'm doing these big meets and stuff, and people come up to me and they're like, oh, or people. Like kids will be like, oh, like you can lift so much weight, blah blah blah, and it's like kind of it's a method that I can like use to inspire people.
Totally.
And like if I can inspire like a younger kid who's had everyone has like a troubled past.
Of course.
Troubled past.
Yeah.
Right? So like
something one way or another, something's bothering
everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Right? So if I can help someone get through their day by motivating them through powerlifting, then that's like fucking cool.
That's the best, right? Like then yeah. And like I love it at the gym when you're weightlifting, it's almost like there's not a problem in the world except for like that weight.
Yeah.
That's it. Like you just gotta I gotta crush this fucking weight. Whether it be like, bicep curls, squats, deadlift, like whatever the exercise is, you just
you can reference it back to life, right?
Exactly.
It's really transferable to life, which I like too. It's I like it a lot.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I just wanted to thank you, Billy, for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Bodyworks Fitness in Parksville most of the time, lifting. Or you can come by Hot Tub Off Me at Paramount Recreation in Coombs Junction.
Nice.
But you can find me on social media, on Facebook, just Billy Buhler, Buhler. And then you can find me on Instagram at BigChunky42, I think.
I think so. I'll put it under you.
It's either 24 or 42.
Yeah.
But it's spelled funny because didn't know how to spell when I was a kid and made it. So it's BIGCHUNCKEY 24, I think. And then same Snapchat if you want to add me on Snapchat for some reason. And then my podcast, Power Chat. It's been a bit of a break on it, but I'm going to make a season 2 sometime soon.
Very excited.
And if you want to keep up with the powerlifting stuff, and if you're interested in doing a powerlifting meet or want to learn how to powerlift or just want to learn how to lift, you can feel free to contact me, and I'm always happy to help people learn how to lift.
Should do it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You can find me at Koryzma on everything. If you like the episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks.